Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 34 of GQ a Wrestling Podcast. Yes, for those of you watching along on YouTube, this is episode 34 of GQ a Wrestling Podcast. We've had some interesting goings on from last Friday, this past Monday.
Yeah.
So, and apparently the bald guy has got a question for me because apparently I'm smart. So we're gonna jump right into this, and here we go. Not the same.
Having me in
It's
their
not the
ear
same.
was not the same.
Not the same.
Why is it not the same?
Because I have this really nice,
Oh,
sultry
is that what
voice
is
that I can serenade our listeners' ears. Whereas you guys sound like this.
oh my god! I'm so sorry, people.
So
I'm so sorry. Welcome back to another episode of GQ Wrestling Podcast on a Wednesday again. It just fluctuates back and forth depending on schedules.
we do what we can when we can.
So, like we usually do. How was your week between Thursday and now? How was your time of life?
You only got to wet my whistle.
Yeah, same, because quite parched this today.
Well, it's been interesting.
By all means, lay it on the people.
So, my fiance had a what is called a bucket handle meniscus tear in her left knee. For those of you, look it up. It's like the worst meniscus tear that you can have without having residual damage on either side of your knee.
So she went go big or go home on the knee, like it done.
Yeah, she raw dogged it balls deep. Yeah. So today we got up reasonably early for a day off, and I brought her up to Ankeny and
Ankeny?
got it fixed.
Where's she having an Ankeny?
There's
a medical center?
There's a Demos up
Oh,
on 36th.
Yeah.
And there is just west of that, there is the Unity Point surgery.
Yeah, surgical
place.
center right there.
So she had it at that surgical center.
Huh.
Got there at 9:15.
Okay.
She went back and they started surgery about 10:30, 10:45-ish. Surgery was over.
Quick and painless?
Like noon. So it was like an hour and a half. Hour in recovery because, they want to make sure that she was good.
Right.
Like
I get that.
And honestly, they took really good care of her after the surgery and stuff. And then after that we left, picked up her meds, and I took her to Knoxville to her parents for a couple of days.
So it's going to be quiet in the house.
Yeah.
So the girls are with Roger?
The girls are with their dad, and she's with her parents, and I'm Mr. Lonely.
Welcome to my everyday life. To be fair, it's nice every once in a while. I do miss the kids, though.
So yeah, that's my week in a nutshell. How's your week been?
This week has been I've been quite busy. This was a busy weekend since the last what did I do? Friday night done nothing. I didn't do anything. I watched SmackDown. SmackDown was good. I watched SmackDown. Saturday, I went and played some disc golf for the first time since October. Felt good. Felt real good.
Yeah.
My elbow hurt like crazy the next day.
My shoulder hurts from Sunday.
Yeah, he did play on Sunday. Yeah, I played on Saturday morning. The guy got groceries, did the thing, and then I saw Hairball Saturday night.
What'd you do before Hairball?
Nothing really fun in particular. I wish.
Okay.
I wish it was better, but it wasn't anything woohoo yaha. Sunday? What did I do Sunday? Sunday.
Came to my house.
Yeah, I went to your house that night. What did I do Sunday? Yeah. Sunday, I came to your house. We ate some dinner, watched a show about Ken Golden and the Golden Auctions.
There's a season 2 coming soon.
I'm gonna have to finish the first one.
Do you follow him on Instagram?
I do. No, it was a pretty simplistic time, and then I got the kids. This coming up weekend, really excited. Hopefully the weather pulls out a little bit more, so it's kind of nice to go outside. Austin's like dying slowly playing inside of an apartment where he would rather be outside playing in a yard or in a playground or doing something. Might go to Putts and Pins, new place out in West Des Moines, if the paycheck provides a little bit. But other than that, it was just a basic Saturday, but the disc golf took me 2 hours to play the round that I was at, and I was perfecting some stuff.
We played the whole course in like an hour and a half.
Yeah. With me, I was just trying to test out seeing how many was going to do, my shoulder, elbow, my whole body. It took me about 2 hours, but it was worth trying out, figuring out, and then just throwing new discs, feeling how they feel out. I was really happy with how my shoulder turned out, how my knee turned out. It was pretty thorough. So we'll dive into some. I have a question. Maybe, and this might rattle out a couple things because it goes along with what we were talking about last week with Vince. And maybe a little bit more than I do, but they have started to give the treatment to Brock Lesnar. The treatment of Benoit.
Yeah.
They're Benoiting the crap out of Lesnar. Now, I've done looking, research, asking questions. My thing is that I haven't seen any concrete evidence that Brock did anything wrong. All I have read, maybe you've seen otherwise, all I have read is that they said a WWE superstar was involved with the actions with Vince, but there's no concrete anything. I haven't seen anything. Have you seen anything? And also, do you think they're doing this too far in the Brock Lesnar swing of Benoit treatment?
So I'll answer the first part of your question first. Yes.
Yes. Just flat out yes.
I saw a statement from an undisclosed source that said Lesnar was overheard requesting videos of the woman who filed the suit doing particular things, and that was awesome. And
for the listeners, we've got Dynamite. We are watching
Dynamite. Yes, sorry for those of you listening. But yeah, he requested certain videos of this woman doing certain things, and he received certain videos of this woman doing certain things. So yes, Lesnar is as guilty as they are proclaiming him to be.
Do you think he should be getting as ostracized as he is with this whole thing, because they've eliminated him from history, except for the archives on Peacock and everything?
Well, Benoit's in the archives,
right? Of course, but
do
you believe he's deserving of this and being ostracized?
So basically, what TKO is doing is they are killing this problem root and stem. If you're Vince, yes, 100%.
Yeah, no, he's involved. He is him. He is him.
The particular claimants, depending on what story you believe, because Laurinaitis has come out and said, I wasn't
A part
a
of this.
part of this, I was a victim as well, which there are certain federal laws that say power, yada yada, forced to do things, blah blah blah.
Right.
So we'll see how that all pans out. Now, when it comes to Lesnar, I don't necessarily know that they're going too, quote unquote, too far with it. I think they are going as far as they feel they need to eradicate this problem.
Well, it's a big problem.
It's a huge fucking problem.
It's a massive problem. And it's also bringing to light a lot of the inner demons inside of the corporate side of WWE, and they're finding the bad people. It's not like, remember like a couple years ago, many years ago now, where they had to suspend like Xavier Page and oh god, I can't remember his name.
Come on.
Is it Brad?
Yeah.
Brad what? I can't remember his last name.
Maddox.
Brad Maddox, with their little threesome that they did
with their viral
pornographic video that they did. Obviously they fired Brad Maddox, and then they suspended.
I mean, Maddox was on his way out anyway.
True. And then they suspended Page and they suspended Xavier. But then, look, they've had careers since then. Things have happened, but also it kind of seemed like it was consensual between all parties. And it is what it is. It happened. This stuff with Vince, Brock, and people to be named later, evidently. Plus, I also read something crazy, and I know you probably saw it too. Vince has paid more in NDAs than he did for WCW.
Yeah.
What does that say?
Well, the other thing about it is I've heard from multiple sources that have spoken to like Harvard law professors and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, no, those NDAs are garbage.
I saw that.
They won't stand up in court. So these women who sign these NDAs
don't mean nothing.
Can come out
say whatever they want
and just lay it all out there, because it doesn't matter, because those NDAs will not hold up in a court of law.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something that they were trying to cover up as many as they possibly could? Well, probably made up a fake document to get it done, paid them the money and gone.
The crazy thing is not only did Vince sign his name to these NDAs, he signed on behalf of World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah, he brought in the company
in a fake document that has no legal standing anywhere, and he's fucked
slightly.
And now with the feds potentially getting involved,
I had read just like under federal investigation for sexual allegations, and federal prosecutors have talked to several of accusers.
I mean, because let's be real, they don't use the term sex trafficking in a civil suit.
No.
This is going to be a federal crime, and sorry, Vince, you're not going to beat Uncle Sam this time.
No, and I think I brought it up last week. Do you think he'll avoid prison time? And a week ago, we thought, possibly.
A week ago, when it was still pretty much just a civil suit, yeah.
Now,
whatever, he's going to write a fat fucking check and maybe squeal on a couple people, and yeah, he's going to get out of it.
He's not getting out of this
once the feds start digging, they raided his house.
Yeah, they did.
They raided his office. He is so far beyond fucked at this point that he's He's going to big boy
Well, so
jail.
then that begs the question then too. You look at the lineage, the history of WWE. Without Vince Jr., we wouldn't
Technically
have
not a junior.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yes.
We wouldn't have WWE that we have now without him. But it's funny is that I watched the opening, little clip thing at the beginning of SmackDown and of Raw. He's gone. He was in it, and now he's gone. And
you
you
want to
think
talk about somebody getting Benoit? Vince McMahon is going to get Benoit
he's getting Benoit.
from his own company.
It's we do not condone what he did at all.
No, quite the opposite. Damning everything that he's doing.
We're very appalled with what actions have occurred.
I was flabbergasted, not fucking really.
No, we were.
I was shocked. I was shocked more by the contents of some of the messages that we were able to see.
He shit on a woman's head.
And I wasn't surprised that something like this happened. I am surprised at the amount and type of graphic detail.
Yeah, to the extent of what he did.
That these things happened, and it just that's what I was the most aghast about.
What hurts me the most though is that people want names of the people that he did these things to and force them to do. But here's my thing. I don't want to know. I don't want to know, because these women that went through it, the last thing they want is to have their names publicly out there to be ostracized like this, and then go from there.
One of them is the owner of a tanning salon.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a private and personal massage therapist.
Why is it always massage therapists?
There are 2 former entertainers.
Entertainers doesn't mean strippers?
No, as in like talent.
So as former WWE.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the original rape accusation from the referee, the woman who has come forward most recently, and then there is another mystery plaintiff.
And I also want to point out too, another one that's not in the suit has deceased. We know for a fact Mazzaro, was involved in those things, and that's why she got fired, possibly. But that's why she probably was not with the company, went through the things that she went through, and
right,
what have you. It's again, it's sickening. Like we said last week, we will not go through the contents. They are publicly out there. You want to read them.
Not saying names either, except for Vince, obviously, and John Laurinaitis
and Brock Lesnar. The only names that are out there.
He doesn't exist anymore. Remember?
It's really funny. I saw something, and it made me sick. Somebody said, "Just wait, there will be more names," and I go, "I hope there's no more names," because somebody brought up a name that brought me. It sickened me to even think that they're going to add this person into these allegations. Somebody said, "Just wait, here comes Paul Levesque." I don't want to believe that any more people are involved, but other people are involved. I just don't want to think it's Paul. I don't want to think Paul Levesque's involved. I don't want to think Shawn Michaels is involved. I don't want to think of any of those people who are currently running WWE are involved.
I mean, okay, let's be real. The other people who have yet to be named, the people that are investigating this already have those names.
Of course.
And I would like to think that Nick Khan
Mm-hmm.
is a smart enough businessman
Yeah.
that the people whose names were listed wouldn't have jobs anymore.
You would hope so.
Because, I mean, I heard or I read someone say the name Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
And from what I know of Bruce Pritchard and the man's character, I don't necessarily know that this is something that he would be party to, because during well during the very first victim, this referee, right?
Right.
Uh, Bruce was actually gone from the company.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't there, and then he came back, and then this was during like the Diva era.
Yep.
So
what, 2000?
like 2006,
Yeah.
2007. Well, his lovely wife, who he's been married to for 25 years, was fighting breast cancer.
Mm.
And that was
Not
a prop table. Not a prop table.
Not a prop table. Did you
His,
see Swerve's knees bounce off that thing?
mhm.
Oh, ow.
His wife was fighting cancer.
Right.
And then when all of this other stuff supposedly happened,
Mm-hmm.
he was not there.
Mm-mm.
This was during his years in TNA.
Mm. Fair.
So he wasn't involved in, he didn't know about any of this stuff. Hangman's gonna win.
Oh yeah, no, here comes this little lariat.
So that particular name, I don't think so. I mean, other executives like like John Laurinaitis. Yes, is it possible that Laurinaitis was involved in these things? Time limit stoppage.
Wow.
What a shit finish.
What a joke. 30-minute time remaining, and then he literally goes to a 2 count. And now it's no contest. Now we're going to get a triple threat. Joe, Hangman, Swerve.
Yep.
What a crap. That's so dumb.
So now the other thing that you have to think about is look at all of the other executives that have been there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think somebody like Heyman. I don't think so.
No.
Someone like Eric Bischoff.
No. And with him nowadays, he's blasted everything about the companies anyway, so he would have said something by now. It's
5 more
minutes. Yeah. I don't like, and like I said, I don't want to keep, digressing on this farther and farther and farther. We could go deep in it, but the last thing I want to do is keep giving him more credit.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think the list of the list of executives, quote unquote,
yeah,
is going to be a list of names that a lot of people aren't going to recognize.
I think so too. It's kind of like we're all waiting for the Epstein list. We're waiting for the McMahon list.
So I also something that we have talked about the last couple of weeks. Someone recently retired from WWE. Been there for a long, long time.
Publicly?
Sort of.
Who?
Kevin Dunn.
Wow. Haven't heard that name. It's been a while. Why is Shivani stuck in the match? Oh, so it's exactly what I said.
Yep, triple threat. So what I'm thinking is maybe Kevin Dunn's name's on that list.
Because, sudden retirement. He wasn't planning on retiring. Yeah, possibly. But they also, there was a big, massive turnover of internal office people right before these allegations came out. Possibly they knew something was going on. They wanted to get the names out beforehand.
But he was so for those people out there, you humanoids out there in the universe that for whatever reason don't know the name of Kevin Dunn, he was the executive producer of WWE.
For a long time.
Raw and SmackDown for like 30 years.
Long time.
And all of a sudden he just retired. Out of nowhere. Kind of like an RKO.
With your favorite guy.
So that might be a name that comes up. It might not. Would it surprise me to see Kevin Dunn's name on that list? Absolutely.
It would surprise you?
It would surprise me, yes.
Would it hurt you?
No, because I don't really care. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm just a guy in central Iowa contemplating about, let's see, who's on the McMahon burn list? Who is it? Who could it be? But and like you said, when WWE and UFC merged to become TKO, there were a lot of names that were removed from high-ranking positions, primarily from WWE.
So maybe they saw something. Maybe they knew something was happening.
Well, they had that internal investigation back in 2022.
Before they bought the company.
Before Ari Emanuel was like, hey, let's buy it. Yeah. Idiot!
I guarantee you more of this will come. More things are going to roll out. Here's my also thing, too. We've also said, we've seen some conspiracies happen throughout the decades, too. Like, we also believe that possibly Benoit didn't do it.
I'm still a firm believer that Chris Benoit did not do it.
And who do you believe did do it?
I'm pretty sure it was Kevin Sullivan.
Oh, look at all those Kevins. There's so many Kevins. After all these
Damn it, Kevin!
It's all Kevin's fault. With that being said, on the auditorial side, we're going to take a little brief break, so we'll be right back. That's my ringtone?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So for those of you listening that started like right in the middle of that,
I purposely started it right there.
Justin got a new ringtone.
I need to get one. I have a couple of ones. Apparently, I'm leaving you a voicemail. I have a couple of ones. Apparently, I just looked down and went, oh, I'm leaving you a voicemail. There's a couple of ringtones that I have that I love so dearly, but now they're my tones for like certain alarms in the morning for with the kids. So our 5-minute warning is... That means we gonna get it done. Like, we've gotta move to get out of the house. And if you ever call me,
that one.
Break it down. Anyways, so I just realized what you just did. Get out of the way. That one. Is it a championship match?
It's an eliminator match. It's her and Red Velvet.
Oh, I was like, I saw Deanna come out, but So, wow, I find it ironic. Obviously, we're watching it on a Wednesday night, but we have not seen. There was a stir because evidently every Wednesday night Tony Khan has to have a big announcement.
It's funny you said stir and Red Velvet comes out to stir it up.
Oh, that's really funny. Go me. Tony Khan always has to have a big announcement every Wednesday night.
It's always the big announcement.
But
it's always huge.
Apparently, there's a big announcement tonight with Tony Khan. What do you think that announcement is?
I'm probably going to
say it.
It's got to be Mercedes.
Yeah. She's been linked so many times now that she's going to be a part of AEW. There's not been any male superstars that are leaving or moving around. I haven't seen anything like that.
Well, and here's the thing. So it's really funny because I was listening to 83 Weeks from Monday, and Conrad and Eric were talking about this, right? And there is no talent that Tony Khan can bring into this company that's going to make people want to watch. Because
you're talking about no big names or just names in general?
Names in general. Because listen, they brought in CM Punk. Yeah, spiked a rating 1 week. Maybe 2 weeks.
You're talking about like his big pop for for Rampage.
Yes.
Okay.
And then when they brought in Adam Copeland. Cool. Spiked a rating.
Yeah, for that pay-per-view.
And then the following
Wednesday night.
Right. Great. And then that's right. He's on Collision on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Low viewers, low attendance. What the fuck is he doing? And then now, okay, yeah, great. We're going to bring in Mercedes Moné. Great. We're going to pop a rating 1 week. And then we're going to get nothing. So
what was that? Oh, your phone. I was like, what the heck was
so
that?
that's how it's going to work. The only way that AEW, and I have been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks, the only way AEW is going to start putting butts in seats and eyeballs on TVs is a creative team and story.
We'll die on that hill because right now the one thing that WWE is currently doing right is writing an excellent story.
Many excellent stories.
And, we'll dive into that portion right now too, because this past Friday night, they added to the story. Officially. There have been rumblings and things possibly, this might happen, or this could have happened, or this and that, and maybe I need to get to see the seat at the head of the table. But now, officially now, we had Cody have his talk with Roman in the center of the ring, and Cody said, I want you, Roman. I want you. Just not at WrestleMania. And I know I did some counseling and I looked at people and I asked them, and this person knows you very, very well. And then we get to hear the pop of all pops. Dwayne Johnson is back.
I think we're going to get a swerve here.
Well, it's funny you say that. So we had a listener in the arena in Alabama pop.
Wearing
a shirt that he created. GQ Wrestling Podcast shirt. Soon to be coming to a store near us.
Walmart?
Probably.
That'd be great. That would be great. Can you imagine the paychecks from them?
Just one massive, big, fat one.
That's fine.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Bring me joy. We could quit.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
No. Have to have a consistency. But that clip from Friday Night SmackDown has officially become the most disliked YouTube video of WWE of all time.
It's really funny because it doesn't exist
Anymore.
Yeah, they took it down.
They had to. There's so much negative
So-
heat going to WWE because of this.
The last count was 97,000 thumbs up, over 500,000 thumbs down.
It's just
Negative comments. It's like, yeah, okay, I understand we want to bring The Rock back. But
what's funny about that
not
though?
the way to do it.
Well, what's funny about that though, for years, wrestling fans have said, we want Roman versus Rock. We want this. This is what we need. This, that, and there.
And even now it's hashtag we want Cody.
Yeah, well, even in The Rock's little TV show, he had the whole kid, little Roman, acknowledge me. So this is only a match that we could do sometime in the future at a WrestleMania. And now we get it. And no one wants it.
So
what does that say?
Fun fact about this, right? So part of one of the contingents in the board seat
for Rock, for TKO,
for The Rock, was that he is going to be in Perth.
Yeah. I get that, yeah. I don't think it'll be a match at Perth, though.
I think it might be.
Currently, right now, Roman is not slated to even be there.
Who said it was going to be against Roman?
You're correct, I didn't. As of right now, Roman is not slated. Like, he posted his thing of when he's going to be at shows. He's not on the Perth show. He's not there for Extreme Rules.
And I would also just like it to be known that even though everybody's like, oh, it's going to be Cody declared he wants Roman, so it's going to be Roman and Cody at WrestleMania. Technically, he never said. There was no contract, no anything. So, Cody might still face Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Night 1. And then night 2, Cody might face Roman.
So I read something that they're wanting to unify the titles again.
Why?
And it was good verified people that I trust, and they're saying that in a rumblings that they want to unify both belts again for the sake of story purposes. Now, do I agree with that? No. I think there needs to be 2 major championships on both shows. And if they wanted to unify this thing again, I'm not a fan of it. But also, I do like that The Rock is back. I do. Yeah. I do. I really do. I'm not one of the people that are booing in the arena in Alabama. I'm not part of the people who are booing on Monday Night Raw, screaming, we want Cody. Don't get me wrong. Cody's starting to grow on me. Even though I did not like him being a traitor for being with AEW and leaving, right now, I'm currently liking everything that he is doing. I like every bit of motion and activity that he is creating. It is best for business. But also, what's best for business at WrestleMania? It's not Rock Roman.
No, it definitely is not.
Did she just sniff her?
Mm-hmm.
Is that grown woman sniffing another grown woman?
Yes.
I'm sorry. That was weird. I couldn't get past that. Anyways, what's best for business is Roman, Cody 2, and officially Roman losing it and letting Cody have it.
Yeah.
But again, we're not going to get it. What we're going to get is night 1, Cody, Seth, night 2, Roman, Rock, and then somehow, some way, we get another version of Rock redoing the belt and getting it different again. And I don't I don't know what we're gonna get. I love Dwayne. This is the best for business. What have you? I'm not. That's why I'm not working for WWE. Which, by the way, they have an open.
Yeah,
they have an open
positions open.
Yeah, they have writers' positions open. You gonna apply?
No.
Why not? Not feeling it.
Oh, I could do it.
Oh, could you?
I'm not going to. I don't want to.
Yeah. So right here, Cody Rhodes winning the World Heavyweight Championship and challenging the winner of The Rock versus Roman Reigns to unify the titles has been on WWE's plans since before he showed up. Possible unification match at SummerSlam 2024.
Stupid.
That's from PW Insider.
Who wrote it?
Who do you think?
Was it Mike Johnson?
Yes. And I believe Mike. There's a lot of things.
That hurts my soul.
It's just saying. And The Rock has been pushing to work with Roman and beating him. Like, there's a lot of these things out there that Rock is going to beat Roman. I don't think that's best for business. What if you could write it out, Rock?
I mean, unless you're gonna have Dwayne come back as a heel,
and it's impossible. You can't.
Sure, you can.
Not right now. There's no way.
If they go forward as we are seeing it right now,
So you're gonna make Rock the worst person in the world and make Roman the face?
After
what? Oh, hold up. What if? Okay, fine. We get to WrestleMania. Rock Roman. Heyman turns on Roman. Goes allegiance with Rock. Solo leaves Roman. The whole bloodline leaves.
The wise man represents the head of the table.
Correct. And if he feels that...
So if Rock beats Roman...
I'm just saying.
Rock not only becomes the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion, but he also becomes the head of the table. Therefore, incurring the services of the wise man, Paul Heyman. And the street champion, Solo Sikoa.
Can you...
Ooh. And
the non-yeet brother.
The no yeet. No yeet Jimmy Uso.
I like that thought, though. That would be the time.
No, Megan! No!
And what's really funny is we keep deep diving in this. There was a, obviously Punk being hurt and losing his title shot.
Fuck
blah, blah, blah. You want to?
No.
That's really weird.
His wife doesn't even want to.
Why not?
I mean, unless she's got the...
No.
Got the belt.
No.
She's got a
No.
She's got Batman's utility belt.
Okay, that's
with certain attachments.
Dear God. So there was a quote that said from CM Punk to Cody Rhodes, and right when you are about to cross the finish line and finish your story, or wait, what's it? That in the distance, it's a much bigger superstar that hasn't been around in a very, very long time coming to take it from you. So
it's really funny because he was actually talking about himself.
And then the more time changes, the more they stay the same. Isn't that something?
Yeah, sucks to suck.
Why are you sucking?
Sorry, CM Punk.
It's true.
R.I.P. your WrestleMania dreams. Did you see Drew McIntyre's shirt?
I want it.
On Monday? That was fantastic.
Him sitting in front of the headstone that said WrestleMania 2024. Fantastic.
Oh, by the way, Seth, yours is in the back. Extra small.
But Seth there goes, yeah, you're right. But we had breaking news that happened right before the podcast.
Breaking news?
Right before the podcast.
Was it the Tony Khan announcement?
Nope, it was not. Actually, it involves total nonstop action. If you have not seen...
I ain't seen it.
Scott D'Amore has been fired as president of the TNA Wrestling Company.
Who's firing him? He's the president.
And now the new president is Anthony Ciccone. has been named the new president of TNA Wrestling. Scott D'Amore has been fired as president of TNA Wrestling via TNA itself and Pro Wrestling Insider.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Most people are not happy about it. The belief among those with that is that the decision to terminate Scott D'Amore's contract came directly from Anthem owner Len Asper. So that happened right before we started the podcast tonight.
So do you think Anthem's going to sell TNA to Endeavor?
Yep. Because I think Scott was literally saying, we can do this. We don't need the help. We're rebuilding it. We've got TNA back, da-da-da-da-da-da. And they have an offer on the table. And because of the push at Royal Rumble, having their star there and getting names back, they're going to go, you know what? If he's going to push us back, why? Let's put somebody else that's a yes guy that can do it for us and sign the deal and go from there. Are you as confused as I am?
About what we just saw on the TV?
Yes, it's those guys. The CNLL guys.
Hechicero.
So I knew that would be not upsetting, that's confusing for you.
It's incredibly confusing because it doesn't make sense.
No, it does not make sense. But I also wanted to get your reaction.
I'm really confused.
Because they are doing a lot of things right now.
Right.
Changing it from Impacted back to TNA. Getting it with some superstars that are now there and making it a little bit more intriguing. Scott D'Amore literally was the guy that said, let's bring back the name TNA.
Scott D'Amore has lived and breathed TNA/Impact Wrestling for 15 years. Scott D'Amore is the reason they didn't go out of business.
Mm-hmm. So now you have money on the table from Endeavor and probably a little, and also a little bit from WWE, kind of pushing them a little bit out there. Potentially. Now you have to get a yes man behind the scenes.
Well, yeah.
So, that happened right before too, so I figured that would be confusing. Also, this is a thing that I found that I feel like possibly could happen, but also possibly could not. But, I wanted to get your opinion on some of these things too. Because I did some digging, and it was a lot of fun today. Because did you also see the breaking news with Fox, Warner Brothers, and Disney today?
Dude, if it happened today, I didn't see shit.
Fox, Warner Brothers, and Disney are set to launch a new sports streaming joint venture in the fall, which would put ESPN, TNT, and Fox Sports all on one app together.
On Disney Plus?
More than likely.
Disney Plus has more eyes.
It would have
being
more.
Realistic.
The mouse runs the world. Yeah. And also, speaking of streaming too, Monday Night Raw will not have commercials once it goes to Netflix.
It'll probably be some of the same stuff that we see.
Yeah, like the
during Dynamite,
like interpromotional stuff, like dual. Yeah,
you'll have your picture in a picture.
Well, do you like that? There's not going to be any commercials on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, because I hate commercials.
Do you think that they'll go from 3 hours to 2 hours?
No,
they'll keep the 3 hour programming.
Yes. Because they're they sell to advertisers for 3 hours of programming.
Fair.
Now, are these advertisers going to have the same amount of ad revenue from Monday Night Raw when it moves to Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, they lose some big names.
But
they get the Netflix money.
Yeah.
So
$500 million a year.
Griminy.
So Eric and Conrad broke it down. It's 3.3333333333334
You just had to do that?
$1 million an hour. $10 million a week for Monday Night Raw.
And that's before they do anything with Friday Night SmackDown, too.
Right. And NXT.
Which NXT, they said they're moving... No, that was the European versions. They're moving that to...
So anything international that airs on the WWE network is effectively going to Netflix.
Yeah.
Wow. So Monday Night Raw, all of the pay-per-views, all of the the
premium live events,
the backdated stuff,
right,
is going to Netflix.
Okay,
or
so
Peacock.
We'll go back into what I always talk about with moving networks around. Do they bring back your beloved Extreme Championship Wrestling and move it to Netflix?
So I think when
you wanted to
all of the WWE moves away
from Peacock,
from NBC Universal, which I wholeheartedly believe will happen.
You want it to happen?
No, I wholeheartedly believe that it will. Because why not look at Netflix and go, hey, we want to give you this package deal for X amount of dollars.
Right.
So it's 2 hours of NXT, 2 hours of SmackDown, 3 hours of Raw. That's 7 hours of live
commercial-free
entertainment a week.
And then with
on
once a month,
top of that,
you'll have NXT pay-per-views.
You will also get the NXT pay-per-views and the WWE pay-per-views.
Which, by the way, Vengeance was good. I watched it. It was pretty dang good.
I watched little pieces of it, yeah. It was damn good.
It was pretty good.
And also, would just like to say that I called Carmelo Hayes turning on Trick Williams.
You did.
So,
because, before we go into our next break, I thoroughly, like I said, I thoroughly love, if I can get it to play. Oh, it's playing at my work. That's really funny right now. Whoop that trick. You know what makes it the best? When Booker T is buying it going, let's see, it's whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Okay, whoop that trick. Every single time. It brings me joy. With that being said, we're going to take our break on the auditorial side. We'll be right back.
And welcome back on the audio side of this episode of GQ, a wrestling podcast.
We were just briefly discussing how Corey Graves is completely and highly underrated. And we go from there.
Also, speaking of Corey Graves, his wonderful wife and
Carmella,
new mommy. Apparently she is having some struggles.
Postpartum?
I don't necessarily know that it's postpartum. I think it's just the I think coming to grips with
new life.
Because I don't know that she's coming back.
Yeah,
as much as that sucks,
she's a good entertainer. She was. There are people who transition very well after having children, and there are people who realize that their new life is it's time to be a mom or time to be a dad, and that's just how it is now. So yeah, I can see that. I have two things for you to end our podcast.
Two?
Two things. We'll end with my big question that we talked about at the very beginning.
Oh God!
But this one's very simple. Oh, you have to walk out your cramps, sir.
My shit's fucked up. All right.
Everything is on your body. So
Buttons on your underwear.
Oh. No, I don't do that. That would make it a really uncomfortable situation for when I have to go pee in the middle of the night.
Anyway,
so, this is a WrestleMania right now. They call it the F It WrestleMania Dream Scenario. You tell me if you agree with these things. We start off with Cody versus Seth at Mania for the World Heavyweight Championship. Do you agree or disagree with this scenario?
No.
You do not agree with it?
No.
You don't believe it'll happen?
I don't want it to happen.
You don't want it to happen?
I don't want Seth versus Cody again.
Fair, but why?
Because we've seen it.
But not for a title.
Doesn't matter for a title or not. I'm done.
Okay. Well,
I'm done watching Cody Rhodes beat Seth Rollins.
But this time, it'll be for the title.
Again, I'm done watching Cody Rhodes beat Seth Rollins.
Well, in this scenario, Cody beats Seth again.
Yeah.
But
no, I don't want to watch it again.
Hold on, but here's the best part. Here's a dream scenario. Judgment Day shows up. They beat up Cody, slam him through the announce table. Sami Zayn shows up, tries to save Cody in the situation, but as he helps Cody to get back up, he puts him at the corner, then Haluva kicks him. Which then Damian Priest grabs his Senor Money in the Bank briefcase, cashes in his Money in the Bank contract, does his finisher, which is your favorite finisher.
The South of Heaven.
South of Heaven. 1, 2, 3, Damian Priest is your new champion. End of night 1.
If that was the case, if that happened, yes, I would be all for that. 100%.
Now, do you thoroughly believe that will happen?
No.
Why?
I don't see it.
You don't see it at all?
No.
Not one bit?
No.
Unfortunately?
Do you see
a cash-in attempt? Do we see a Seth Rollins cash-in attempt in WrestleMania at the main event?
I think so.
Does he cash it in on Roman?
Or
does he cash it in on Cody or Seth?
On whoever is the winner of the World Heavyweight Championship match.
Okay. And here is the big question of the night. It's going to test your knowledge. It's going to test your brain. I saw this and I went, oh, yes, please. In WWE, F, and before. What are the top 10 reigns, not at one time, accumulative reigns for being a champion?
San Martino's number 1.
So you're saying Bruno Sammartino is number 1?
Yes.
He is at number 1. 2 reigns in total for 4,040 days. And I'm not asking you to get it in order, but there are the top 10 reigns in WWE and past.
Backlund.
Bob Backlund at number 3, 2 reigns for 2,138 days. It's a really interesting list.
Hogan
at number 2, 6 reigns for 2,188 days. You have the top 3. Good start. I like it.
Roman
at number 7, 4 reigns, 791 days, and counting.
That's not right.
It's over 1,000 now, but
because his current reign's almost 1,200.
So he's at 4. He's at 4 reigns though. So continue.
Cena
at number 4, 13 reigns for 1,254 days. So now you have left 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah. I saw this list and I was like, ooh, I couldn't not ask
Triple H.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley at number 10, 9 reigns for 611 days. Randy, number 8, 10 reigns for 680 days.
Which also isn't true because he's at 13. This list is wrong!
Keep going.
I mean...
These are the top people, though.
I mean, you would almost have to say Flair.
Flair is not on this list for top 10. He had reigns, but he did not eclipse over 600 days. Punk is not on this list. Yeah, how many? You're missing 3 currently. You're missing number 5, number 9, and number 6.
More CMLL guys.
Yeah. I will say this. One of the guys, he had a one-time reign, but it was for a very, very long time. I would say in the 60s and 70s. But one reign for a very long time. So one guy's from that era.
Morocco.
Huh?
Don Morocco.
Not Don Morocco. One guy is a new guy. One is a new age guy. One guy is from the 90s, 80s, 90s, and one guy is from the 60s, 50s, and 60s. Those are your 3 that are left.
The Iron Sheik.
He is not on this list. I will tell you this is the one name that you're trying to think of will stump you. It's a name that I forgot about until I read this list.
And is this the name from way back?
Way back. But you have your new guy, your 80s and 90s, and then your old guy. And I'm willing to give you only...
Seth?
Not Seth. We actually discussed this guy tonight. One of the guys tonight. We discussed him tonight on the podcast.
Is it Edge?
No Edge. In the negative light, not in the positive light.
Oh, Brock.
Brock's number 6, 828.
Okay, so I have a 90s.
You have 80s, 90s, and then you've got a guy in the 60s. You don't like the guy from the 80s, 90s. You think he's overrated.
Is it Ultimate Warrior?
No, you're in the right era for sure. He likes to paint letters in the sky.
Oh, fucking Bret Hart.
At 654 days. 5 total reigns.
Oh, this one's gonna kill me.
It's one of those names that I've heard. I know the name, never saw him wrestle, but I know of the name.
Nick Bockwinkel.
Not Nick Bockwinkel. Good name, but not during that time frame too. He is ethnic. He is not Caucasian.
Is it Rocky Johnson? No.
No, not Rocky. He was actually, obviously Rocky was supremely underrated. He was mainly known for being a tag team guy.
Was it a black guy?
No, Hispanic. You vote for him if you know one of these movies. If you like a certain 2000s movie, you vote for a guy with his first name.
Pedro Morales. God damn it.
At 1,027 days, one reign in total.
Well, that's who I was thinking of when I said Don Morocco.
Right, yeah. Like I said, you're right there. It's just that different name.
Because there's...
Uh-huh. Isn't that something? It's a crazy list.
It's so inaccurate.
Yeah, I know. But that was the only one I could find. So
inaccurate.
But there are some, most, actually, all the names are there. It's just not dates. Accurate. Or the reign total is not complete on that. But, you know.
What else you got for me to hurt my brain?
Oh. You think you doubt my ability to try to stump you on things. It brings me joy. I gotta pull it up because I was gonna save it for another one, but it's fine.
We have time.
Oh, we've got plenty of time. They came out recently that they did the top rated shows of the year.
Last year?
Of last year, yes, of course. That's what I'm meaning. For weekly episodic television, out of the three...
here's your big announcement.
Oh. On.
Big announcement. You might have heard earlier today that TD Garden announced AEW is returning to Boston on Wednesday, March 13th. That will be a very important night for AEW and the entire pro wrestling industry because Wednesday, March 13th, 5 weeks from tonight, will be AEW Big Business live in Boston. You're not going to want to miss this show. Tickets go on
Think
sale
about the name of the pay-per-view or the
Saturday.
name of the show.
The event takes place 5 weeks from tonight.
Big Business.
And if you can't join us live in Boston,
Mercedes
you're going to want to join us
Monet.
right here on TBS on March 13th.
Thanks, Tony,
Because
you
Big
fucking
Business
clown.
It's going to be one of the most important nights ever in AEW and a night that the entire pro wrestling industry will remember. Thanks, guys.
Shave your face. Jesus Christ.
So that was...
So he basically just announced, because look.
Yeah, big, and then the S with the dollar sign.
He basically just announced that Mercedes Moné debuts in AEW in 5 weeks, which is 10 days after Revolution.
Which right there, yeah.
Anyways, back to what we were...
There were 3 television shows that they referenced that got the most votes for best weekly television show for the year of 2023. In your particular order, based off of content and things, which were the top 3 television shows in all of wrestling?
Are we talking specific dates?
Not specific dates, specific brands of shows.
Well,
so Raw, SmackDown, NXT,
number
AEW, TNA, go.
Number 1 rated overall is Monday Night Raw.
You would be incorrect.
Either that or SmackDown.
You would be incorrect.
Is it NXT?
You would be incorrect. In 2023...
It's New Japan. Ha! New Japan's weekly
show
that doesn't exist.
And number 1 is AEW Dynamite.
Fucking how?
They had the most consistent numbers on a weekly episodic.
Most consistent numbers? Then yeah, absolutely. 800,000 people watch this show consistently.
But Dynamite was the weekly show of the year. Consistency.
Well, why the fuck didn't you say that?
Yeah, because they based it off of solid match cards, ratings, and also the scale of the year for in-ring action storylines, and also the fan showing up with fan turnout. So at number 1, Dynamite.
It's really funny because they, on a consistent basis, they can't sell 4,000 fucking tickets.
That was based off of numbers and everything.
Their viewership is dropping.
Well, towards the end of the year, yes, I agree.
It's been declining all year.
At number 1, it was AEW Dynamite.
Oh, number 2 would probably have to be SmackDown then.
SmackDown did not make the list.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Because it's a lot more fun.
Yeah. Fuck. Then it's probably Raw then. NXT. It's NXT.
NXT.
So about the same amount of people.
And Raw is at 3.
Interesting.
Well, if you also think about it, though, they didn't pick up momentum till mid-year, and it started getting better with quality. It took some time. But, yeah, that is I thought that was interesting just for the sake of...
I just saw a sign in the crowd that says Don Callis drinks wine coolers.
He probably does.
He looks more like a Smirnoff Ice guy to me.
I also want to pick your brain on this one. You let me know.
Orange.
Well, I can't see color.
Cassidy.
I can't see. Why?
Is your favorite wrestler of all time?
We almost went through a whole show.
Anyways.
A whole episode of our podcast and a whole episode of Dynamite where I didn't have to hear, see, or anything.
Never gonna let him forget.
I
Ever.
liked him at one point.
You still like him.
There's no...
Deep down in your soul.
I have one?
You love
I have one?
Orange Cassidy.
Are you sure I have one?
Yes.
I have multiple.
Yes.
I eat them.
Yes. Multiple. You love Orange Cassidy.
So I saw a report.
Deep down.
Gross.
In here.
I saw a report.
In the fat.
We've already talked about this. Doesn't run. Dionysus. I've had more comments from people about that video alone than any other one. I'm just saying.
Oh, God.
Finn Balor's contract ends at WrestleMania.
Oh, no. Bye.
Do you really think he'll leave?
They're talking about splitting the belts up.
Tag?
Yup.
About time.
If so, Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis both have said that if there are any shenanigans from the Judgment Day this coming Friday during the match on SmackDown for the number 1 contendership, that there will be repercussions. One of which I'm assuming will be a triple threat match
For the tag titles?
Some sort of set of tag titles, possibly. I don't know.
Who would face him?
Well, it right now it's DIY versus Pete Dunne and Mustache Mountain. That was the name of the tag team in NXT.
Mustache Mountain.
It was.
I can see his face too.
Blanking on the dude's name.
It's fine. But can we talk about how Pete Dunne is back in WWE?
He never left. He's always been there.
But it was always been butch. It's been gross.
But it was still Pete Dunne. Mm-hmm. Still Pete Dunne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just not crazy Pete Dunne. Not like this guy that we got back again. I'm waiting for them to go back and bring Walter back now.
No, they won't do that.
Why not?
They won't.
Why not?
Because they won't.
Why not?
They won't.
I will hold you to an answer, sir. What's wrong with you?
I'm just looking.
At what?
So you remember the little group of people, the Rosebuds?
I do remember. Yes, there's many members of the Rosebuds that turned out to be in wrestling.
Technically one of the most accomplished stables in WWE history.
Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman,
Becky Lynch, Carmella, Nikki Cross, Elias, Simon Gotch.
Vaudevillains?
So let's see.
There's so many people that were in the Vaudevillains. Sorry, in the Rosebuds.
So we have 2 heavyweight championships,
Yeah.
One.
Oh, is that slide?
three,
I think I saw that
6 Raw Women's Championships, 7 SmackDown Women's
one.
Championships.
Oh, Jericho, what are you doing? Look at Jericho. Oh, God.
9 9-time Women's Tag Team Championship, an Intercontinental and NXT Tag and NXT Women, 16-time 24/7 champion, 1 Men's Money in the Bank, 3 Women's Money in the Bank, multiple Royal Rumble wins, and Andre the Giant Invitational Trophy.
Cesaro?
Braun.
Braun. Yeah. Duh.
Let's see what else. A Dusty Rhodes Classic and some other tournament for the women's side. So yeah.
This just came across my phone right now. WWE's upper management was aware of Ashley Mazzaro's rape incident in Kuwait, claims John Laurinaitis' lawyer. So, if we did not just say at the beginning of our show that we thought she was involved in this, and evidently it is true.
Yup.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow, that kind of just zapped the energy out of me a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't want to end the podcast there, but honestly, that's the end of the podcast. There's not a whole lot to even end on that one. I do want to make a statement. If you're in any kind of situation like that, don't be afraid.
Tell someone.
Do not fear that something will happen because of it. Your physical and mental state and well-being are way worth more than going through the situation that you're going through, especially when it comes to anything with sexual exploitation or rape or anything like that. Please seek help. Seek someone that you trust that can be able to help you in those situations. Because no one wants to see anybody go through anything like that, let alone you not tell somebody and then something worse happens down the road and you want to take your own life. So, I hate that we end on a note like that, but also, please, if you're going through something, let someone know. On a better note, I'm starting to look at doing a TikTok shop or some kind of shop for our merch soon. Wrestling shirts, GQ Wrestling Podcast shirts, and sweatshirts will be coming very, very soon. I'm very excited about that coming up. Also, in the next upcoming weeks, there will be a new look to the setup on how we record our YouTube videos. I have that coming up in the future too. Something along the lines of, I might see you bringing a big gold out of retirement to hang for our next setup. Is I have mine over there, and I would like to see if we could bring that along and make a little bit of a thing. I'm excited. A thing. I'm excited for it. With that being said, we're noticing that we have a lot more fans starting to sprout up across the country. So we want to say thank you to the fans that are out there for GQ Wrestling Podcast.
Yes, thank you.
You know, we did have some activity over the weekend, being somebody at the Birmingham show on SmackDown.
Tell your friends.
We love every bit of interaction. We love the support. We have the TikTok channel that is getting more and more views. Likes are on the side, but people are viewing it like crazy, and I love it. Instagram is now going out there. Facebook's now going out there. Our little clips that we do on a weekly basis has brought us so much more joy, mainly because it's just our idiot selves doing idiotic things that brings us joy. Yay! So, with that being said, we have all of the socials in the whole wide world.
We do.
We do. We have TikTok, which is GQ Wrestling Pod. We have Instagram. That is GQ, a wrestling podcast, all one word. GQ Wrestling Podcast, all one word. We also have the Twitter of the X.
GQ a wrestling pod. Again, that is GQ a wrestling pod.
You can also follow us on Insta. You can follow either one of us on Instagram. I'm JQ88cards. I believe you're Garrett Galvin.
I think it's Garrett.Galvin.
You can find us on Facebook. We're both out there. Garrett Galvin, Justin Query. You can find us on all these things. You can also instant message us on any of our platforms. We look forward to talking to you and getting more things back and forth. I had some comments on the Instagram and on TikTok this past week. We love having the interactions. We thank you so much. We say this every week. Thank you. We never thought this would be possible, having two idiots in Iowa having fun and listening and talking about wrestling and coming to fruition. You have plenty of choices to listen to wrestling content. We appreciate you listening to ours and watching ours on the YouTube.
Yes.
Yes. With that being wow, words help. With that being said, we bid you adieu. We thank you and
you little people out there in the audioverse, little guys.
We bid you adieu. We thank you and good night and bang.